Welcome back to Car Stuff. I'm Spencer Ice, and today we have another First Start vehicle. This is a 1948 Cadillac, what is it, a Series 62? Convertible, of course. And it's not a bad car. This is actually the first Series 62 Cadillac convertible that I've seen, in this condition at least. Maybe I've seen one in a junkyard and just didn't realize it. But a huge, like 340 some odd cubic inch flathead V8. Because it's a Cadillac, you don't want to be going slow. This car was pretty neat history. It was owned by a Colt. Even better, it's a Colt Cadillac. They only drove it to the East Coast to the mother church until the owner of the collection bought it. And yeah, it was all rebuilt and then parked. So the engine has been rebuilt. It has a new distributor. I don't know what else. I mean, all the hoses look brand spanking new on this thing. So I've got high hopes for this one running and driving. Maybe stopping. We'll have to see if we can fill brake fluid up and get that. But really good looking car. Front fenders have been repainted and they look really nice. And overall, it's a pretty solid car. Interior, of course, all original. Beautiful red leather. Look at that. And that's something. So I think it's held the test of time pretty good. And the dash is really nice on this too. Too bad we don't have a horn. So yeah, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started on just the normal things we have to do to this car to get it running. We're gonna clean the points. I'm gonna clean the spark plugs, toss those back in. Of course, we've already put automatic transmission fluid down all the cylinders. Once we clean the points, we'll check for spark. We'll take our fuel line off, do all that. The tank in this one might have been drained. We've run into that on a few cars. The tank's drained. Oh, another cool thing about this Cadillac is the gas cap is under the taillight. But I'm gonna smell this and see. Doesn't smell promising, smells like varnish. We'll see if it's been drained. I hope it has. We had to deal with that in another car. But yeah, we'll be right back. We'll go clean the points. I just popped off the distributor cap, and you can see this distributor is brand new. I mean, the underside of the cap, and I haven't looked at that. Not bad, actually. Looks pretty good. And the rotor looks all right, and the points, which is what we're really concerned about, they're a little corroded, but you can see the white on it, not as bad as I expected. So those will clean up pretty nice. So we'll get those sanded. Well, the points cleaned up with relative ease. Normally what I do for points, either you can do a points file, tiny little file. What I do right here, emery cloth, works great. All you do is open the points up a little bit, stick that in there, sand them. A lot of the older ones that haven't been run or don't have new parts, the points have this kind of white corrosion, like this white oxidation on them. So you gotta sand that off before it'll make good contact. So we just did that on the Cadillac. I'm gonna grab my spark tester and we'll try to see, maybe we have spark already. It looks really clean. I mean, everything we look at looks brand new on this car or has been replaced. I mean, this stuff obviously doesn't, but a lot of the important things look fairly decent. So hopefully this thing's gonna run good today. Alrighty, what we're doing here is I took our fuel line off, actually just did, and I'm gonna hook up a hose to it, and we're gonna hook up our WD-40 can here and see if maybe we can get this car to pop off. Actually, I haven't tested for spark yet because I'm that confident it's gonna run great. So I just went ahead and threw plugs on, tossed the wires on, so this thing is shaking. So I'm gonna go grab a piece of hose, put it on here, run it to a bucket, and if there's anything in the tank, it will drain out, hopefully. So we will do that, and we'll be right back. So we went ahead and threw spark plugs on here. We've got our WD-40 can right here hooked up, and we have a hose just in case our fuel tank is full. Yeah, we have Steve here who said the engine was rebuilt, you said early 2000s?
Late 90s.
Late 90s, and then just parked. So this car isn't running about 20 years, probably, at least.
Everything should be okay though.
Yeah, oh, it's a Cadillac. It'll run great, Steve. Oh, it's fired up. Wow, it's fired up. Got to be a little smoky. She's a little smoky, but that's given because it has ATF in the cylinders, so we're not gonna be too concerned about that yet. Smells like ATF. Wow. I started that up with no pedal. That thing started like it started yesterday. We have 30 pounds of oil pressure, and it says we have a quarter of a tank. It says. Now this is pumping air. Can you believe how well that's running? We're gonna put a little gas in the tank here and see if it starts pumping. If it does, that's awesome. It means the tank was drained, which is good. We found out why we're not pumping fuel. Maybe I'm gonna blow through the tank just to make sure, but this old rubber line, so cracked. It's got holes all through it and it's sucking air. So that's probably why. I've got a fitting here that I'm going to put into our fuel pump. That way I can just slip a normal rubber hose on the metal line and hook it up to the fuel pump and we'll be good. So that's what we'll do now. Well, we're letting the good old Cadillac run real quick. Here's a little, it's running now. It's actually very quiet, so that's kind of nice. We have about 30 pounds of oil pressure. The temp gauge is coming up just a little bit, and I think our gas gauge is working because it also came up when I put gas in it, and of course the amp gauge is working too. It does have a little bit of a problem. I think it needs a little carb work, so we might have to take the carburetor off and take it apart and clean it. So we'll just have to see what happens there. And the fuel pump, we did get that finally working. So yeah, we're just trucking along, fixing things and making it run better. Well, it is the next weekend. We let the Cadillac sit. Actually, what we did was rebuilt the carburetor. It's running right now. It wasn't running bad, but it would stumble around, so we decided to just give it a good old clean, a Ruski here. It's a Stromberg, nothing crazy. The gaskets weren't bad. It was probably rebuilt before the car was parked because the whole engine was rebuilt. But we went ahead and just cleaned it up, and good thing we did. It was kind of full of crust, and it wasn't too exciting, but it was a good thing we did it. We went ahead and did an oil change. This sucker took like 7 quarts. I think it was pretty crazy. It took a lot. So, I mean, it is a big old flathead V8. We do not have brakes, but we have brake parts coming. I won't be here to put the brakes on, so you sadly will not see that, unfortunately. But hey, we did get it running after what, 20, 25 years of it sitting dormant and sad. And it doesn't run too bad. I don't know if it's missing as bad as it was yesterday, or 2 days ago. No. Really quiet, not smoking as much. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, we'll probably go drive it here soon. Well, I went ahead and checked the transmission fluid, which isn't too bad in one of these. For your Hydromatic automatic transmission, you have to peel up your carpet, and it's like right here. So I'm gonna, before I put the carpet all back together, we're gonna even see if it'll move real quick. I hope it does. Getting that thing into reverse is a little hard. Hey, it moves.
Probably make it. Probably would.
Hey, the carburetor's nice though.
Yeah.
Does it have power steering? Doesn't feel like it.
I don't think it does.
Well, you got the big steering.
Ponies.
Wow, we got ponies.
We got handbrake.
Why can't we go to Iowa Falls? I don't even see the problem.
Yeah.
Let me go take a look. Car died. We were taking her on her test drive. There's gas in the fuel pump. Shoot. It's not good. We're a little... Well, I don't know if you can hear me, it's kind of loud, but the Cadillac's back on the lift and the gas tank's out. So, not ideal at all. It clogged right back up. We drove it a little bit and then I turned the camera off. And pretty much right after I did that, it clogged. which is not what we want. So we're gonna go take a look in this good old gas tank and see how it's doing. Now, let me see if I can move this so you can see. Shoot, kind of hard to do that one-handed. That right here, this is all the stuff that came out, and this is like just sand, really. It's not great. That's what it looks like. Not crazy stellar, but honestly, not as bad as it could be. You can see our pickup tube is already lifted off of the bottom of the tank, which is good. We're gonna keep on flushing it though. Kind of you see some of that rust there floating in that water. We're gonna try to get all of that out. There's some stuff on the side still, but it is getting much, much cleaner than it was. It was pretty bad, and it's already gotten a lot better. So I've just got the power washer here, and I jam it right where my light is, and I just power wash it through. Sometimes I'll go through this hole, I had to drain out this one. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep at it. So yeah, the gas tank had to come out. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So the car runs good, just needs to keep running off the tank. So once we get this perfect as we can, get all the rust out, we'll throw it back in the car. That way it won't clog again, and we'll be off to the races. Well, we're back on the Cadillac here. We did get the gas tank cleaned up and thrown back in. Didn't film it because it's not that exciting. You just toss it up there, put the straps on, bolted in. So nothing crazy there. Our fuel pump, it's got mad leaks. Which, I mean, it's really old. Probably original car. I mean, yeah. So there's a weep hole that these have. And the weep hole is, I believe, I can't really see too well. It's right up here somewhere. So when I start this, it oh yeah, it's like right there. It shoots gas out because the diaphragm's gone bad. Alrighty, so down here we have, I don't actually know what that is. We have our fancy new 6-volt electric pump all ready to rock and roll. It should be pretty good. Just threw that in, nothing crazy. I just found where the fuel line was, connect it, and then I ran a power wire up here, which I'll show you real quick. I ran a power wire, and that goes right up to where we have keyed power to the car. It's just the black wire. And I still need to go ahead and disconnect our fuel pump, and then we'll be good. So let me go ahead and disconnect this old fuel pump and just bypass it. Here we go, I got that bypass, took like 2 seconds. I just took the line, the metal line that's going to the carburetor here, and connected it to a rubber line down where that fuel line comes from the tank, bypassing our fuel pump here. We don't need it, but if the next guy so chooses to put one back in, I've left it so he can. I still have the flared fitting on here that I just slipped the rubber hose right on top, so we still have the fitting. So if the next guy still wants to go all full, you know, OEM look, he can. Alright, I got that all situated here, so let's see if the Cadillac will start up. Turn the key on, listen for our pump. I hear it, and I don't see leaks yet. Hear it down here. You can see our fuel filter there. It's got some gas in it. Let's see if it'll start up. I don't think I'm even gonna press the pedal. I'm not confident. Okay, I guess I gotta press the pedal. Got too cocky. Thought it would run fine. Bump. Hey, started right up. I am a little concerned our oil pressure. Oh no, it's coming up. Okay, good. We're up to 30 here. Okay. I hear a slight miss still. I don't know how much I like that. It's not doing too bad. Don't have a speedometer, which is unfortunate, but I'm gonna have to set you guys down. Kind of hard to drive one-handed and use the handbrake as my brake, because that's what I have to do. I don't have brakes, so that's always fun. So I'll be back after we drive it around a little bit. I was gonna film this at a different angle, but whatever. Anywho, this is gonna wrap it up for the Cadillac, the 1948 Cadillac Series 62. Got it running and driving after 25 years or so. Last ran in the late 90s after it was rebuilt, but yeah, so this car is finished up, runs and drives. We're gonna do brakes on it at a later date. I'm not gonna film that because I'm not actually gonna be here for that. But if you wanna buy this car or any other car in this First Start series, make sure you come up to Williams, Iowa. There's a big auction, September 17th, 18th. All of these cars that you've seen are gonna be sold, as well as a bunch of NOS parts. Link down in the description where you can look at that stuff. So, yep, that's about that for this one. I'm Spencer Ice, you're watching Car Stuff. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Oh wait, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because that helps me out.